So, welcome everyone. So, I'm so glad to have all of you all with me. So, today's talk is going to be about the wonder of nature, the interconnectedness of our body, and the interconnectedness of our body with nature. So, once you understand this, by the end of the talk, you will be self empowered, educated, inspired to put it into practice in a very easy way, which will give you the confidence to get back to the life which we had before of joy and happiness. So let us begin. So, disease proof our lives. That is what we all want. That nothing happens to us, nothing goes wrong with our family, and our life is always of joy, happiness, and peace. So this is just the disclaimer so that you know that you don't take any medical steps into your own hand. This is just a talk educating you about being proactive. So nature is a divine wisdom. Nature has a divine wisdom. Everything works perfectly, in tune, in harmony, and we are part of nature. We are also connected with it. We also work in the same manner, same passion, everything moving as it's supposed to. Everything is interconnected. I just can't take care of one part of my body and let the other thing be avoided. It will not work like that. Everything is in tune. It's like an orchestra. In the orchestra, if we see that one person playing any instrument is out of tune, it will be noticed. It is same with our body. The blood, the oxygen flows from the head on our head to our toe. Everything is together, everything works together. And most important of this talk is for you to understand that your body's ability to heal is greater than anyone has permitted you to believe. But what goes wrong, what happens is that when we interfere too much, so sometimes just step away, let go, have faith in your body, have faith in this nature. Is just incredible how it works. What we are talking, what scientists have, they have discovered what was already there. Nature was already there. Our body mechanism, biochemistry was already there. We just talk about it. We just discovered it's just God's creation. So today, three things I would like to, three principles I would like you all to understand. I've made them very simple for you. Anyone can put it into practice and understand. There is no rocket science behind it. Three things, some things in life we have to increase. It's not that we are not doing those things, but we have to maximize them, increase them. And there are certain things we have to decrease. I use the word decrease. I would like to use the word stop it. But okay, let us go step by step, slow. So increase certain things in life, decrease certain things in life, and certain things have to be prioritized. They have to be given priority. So let us see what are these things. And while I'm telling you all these things, I don't want you to believe what I'm saying. Maybe it's not correct. So how do we know that the knowledge, what we are talking about, is valid? That's very important because nowadays there is so much knowledge on the net that one can go really crazy looking into all that. So there are certain places where one can check the correct science-backed evidence. So I can share that with you. Valid information. That's also, as I said, that we have to increase certain things, decrease certain things, prioritize. And in the increasing thing, we have to also increase this valid information. We have to be aware that information is available. you can search for any information you want or whatever I am saying. There are randomized double-blinded placebo-controlled trials. They have to be peer-to-peer reviewed. Means not that something I say that is correct because I said it. No, it has to be peer-to-peer reviewed and then has to be put up in the library of the world called PubMed. There are metadata analysis, means all these things are put together and then they are analyzed and seen what is the criteria for certain thing being promoted as correct. So all have to support it. And the most important is your body's own experience. We are all unique. Some science may be saying that A is good, but you say, no, it doesn't click with me. So you are correct. B clicks with you. So yes, you are correct. So that is the most important thing. So now what do we have to increase? We have to increase premium raw materials have to be given to our body, just like in any factory, some product has to be made, or in any machine you have to put in, or in the car you have to put in the premium petrol and premium other necessary things. If it's not put into it, the machine, the factory will not work. It is the same with our body. Body is doing what it has to do, is perfect. Where we have a choice is that what we put into it. It has to be premium, it has to be correct, and then those things have to be digested. And then if these two things are working very well and we are not taking care of the waste products, just like in a factory, after something is produced, there's waste material that has to be removed. If it is not removed, it will not help no matter how much of raw premium or best raw material we put into it, it will not help. So what are the premium raw materials given to us by nature? What are they? Macro and micronutrients in the appropriate amount. Fiber, which is very important, which is again available from all raw materials what nature provides us. Water, oxygen. We may eat the best food, but if oxygen is lacking, the mitochondria in our cells where energy is made, without oxygen it can't make energy. No energy, the line goes flat in the ICU, in the monitor. So everything is important. And I put separately probiotics. So let us see one by one what they are, so we have a better understanding. What are the macros? The macro is carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Do we have to do any calculation? No, we don't have to do any calculation. Nature provides us. It's made like this. We have to see that our food which we eat has to incorporate everything, not just one thing. All the leaves, all the vegetables, all, whichever grows locally in your country, in your area, all of them together, fruits, all the fruits, all the tubers, things which grow under the earth, all the legumes. So it's a big variety. They're all separate things. All the lentils, they're all separate. So there are many things. Nature provides us with many things, and all of them together when combined will provide us with the appropriate amount of carbohydrates, appropriate amount of protein which is needed, the fats which is needed. We will all be getting them from these things. The nuts and seeds, they're also necessary. Seeds, herbs, very important. Why do we use less herbs and spices? Because they are very powerful. They're totally full of antioxidants. You all are aware, last 6-7 months, everyone has been using them, like cinnamon, black pepper. We use them in very small amount because they are very, very powerful. So everything by nature is controlled. It's already there. We just have to see that we provide these things to our bodies. Then comes the micros. They're also necessary. In micro means vitamins. In vitamins, we have all the vitamins like A, all the B, C, D, E. It goes on K, like fat soluble, water soluble, minerals. We need the minerals. Minerals are needed. Zinc, calcium, magnesium. So they're all coming from food. They're all coming from food. They're all there. But unfortunately, what is happening because of the modern agriculture system where everything is more focused on how to create money, the crop rotation, all those patterns have changed. So when we check the values of the nutrients 50 years ago and today, they have become very less. So we have to be aware of this. We have to see that we are eating enough properly so that all these micros, which are very essential, because without that, food cannot get digested, energy cannot be made, that they are also being provided. And then probiotics. What are probiotics? Every culture of the world has probiotics. Probiotics are the good bacteria which are in our microbiome in our GI tract. They are like, in big companies, we outsource work. So these probiotics, the good bacteria, they make vitamins for us. They make certain, after digesting fiber, they live on fiber. So if we are eating food which doesn't have lots of fiber, they are not fed. So they, by having fiber, will produce short chain fatty acids, which will protect the lining of our intestine and do many other important functions and safeguard and look after the immune system, which 70% of the immune system is located in the GI tract around the intestine. So we have to provide the body with the raw material. Rest, it takes care. So the probiotics are found in fermented foods like yogurt, uh, home, pickles made like this, sauerkraut made from cabbage. They all play a very important role. Cabbage will play a very important role. It's full of sulforaphane, which helps in detoxification and probiotics. So once we do this to our body, the rest the body takes care. Many times, many people have come to me with files that they have this problem, that problem, and fatigue, not happy, not well. So sometimes we just check and ask them, do you drink water in? There's a water, I never thought about it. Water, yes, I drink. Early morning, I have 2 glasses. Then, oh, then I get busy. I never had water. Yes, I have tea. I said, tea is not water. Yes, I have Coke. No chance at all. I have that drink. Plain water. Water means, again, plain water provided to us by nature. Sometimes just water can be your problem. Because if you don't drink water, detox won't take place. Transport of the best food you might eat in the world, but the transport of the molecules will not take place. So everything plays a role. The talk today is about interconnectedness. Best food we have eaten, but we are not breathing, we are not going out. Okay, we do pranayama, wonderful, 15 minutes in a day, but what about the rest 10 hours? Sitting in the office, front of the computer, sitting in a curve, the body is in a curve fashion. So the lungs literally capacity is decreasing. The chest out, sitting straight. So everything has changed. A modern world has changed everything. So without oxygen, as I said in the beginning, we cannot make energy. Simple as that. With sunlight, without sunlight, we cannot make vitamin D. Sunlight and cholesterol will make vitamin D. So we have to provide all these things to our body. And nowadays, if we are eating a healthy, comprehensive diet, complete with all the raw materials, that's it, wonderful. If someone is not eating like this, it's better also no harm that the person looks into correct supplements. Supplements, you see, no supplement in the world can replace a healthy diet or anything from nature. That is perfect. But supplement means only if you're eating healthy or not being able to eat a full planned, well planned diet, then to supplement, to add on little bit. Only supplements will not help, but then to add on, because in the natural supplements, they are made of phytonutrients, means parts of foods, which since last 30, 40 years, but that is the research done, but it exists forever. These things exist forever. Like if you see here, if you see here, these are all the substances which cause problem to our body. They can be too much sugar, glucose, fungus, toxins, radiation, bacteria, and chemo drugs, heavy metals, toxicity. So nature provides us, because it provides the plants and fruits with these special phytonutrients present in them, which counter these negative things. So perhaps it has become very important nowadays, because the modern lifestyle, perhaps we are not eating, not giving the body the full raw material. So one should be just aware of these things. And what are these things? If we just go through quickly, you will come across. These are all names of parts, extracts found in natural plants and vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Nothing exotic, but just names given to them. Berberine, resveratrol, curcumin, lycopene from tomatoes, silymarin from milk thistle. So just informing you all that one can also go into the net who are interested and look into it. You can search. Clinical trials means research trials done on these phytonutrients. This is how clinical trials look like. This is how they will look like. Curcumin, the Indian solid gold, part of turmeric. So here we have some more showing in detail how one can avail them, where they're combined with 2 or 3 things which are healthy for this part of the body or maybe for another part of the body. So one can, nowadays they are available in the markets, these kind of products, to support providing the body with the necessary raw materials. And almost 460 BC ago, Hippocrates, all must be knowing about him, known as the father of medicine, he had said that time, let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. So while we were discussing about all these raw materials which our body needs, which we have to increase, maximize. Last 6-7 months, so many people call me and they say that because of the present situation of COVID, what vitamins should I eat, what supplements should I eat? I say nothing is going to happen. If you just eat them, what will happen? You have to first provide your body with all the necessary raw materials, each and every. You provided it one thing, but you don't provide oxygen, you don't provide sunlight, it won't help. So that's more important. And I have some crazy tips throughout my talks when I'm going through. Not eating is as important as eating. I repeat once again, we just spoke about healthy eating, but not eating is as important also as eating. Sometimes we have to just give a break to our body so that it can recooperate, recalibrate, and all the modern diseases, modern diseases means diseases of wealth, cardiovascular, blood pressure, heart diseases, diabetes, all these are the result of too much eating. And when we are not eating, today's talk is a general talk, so I have to go a bit fast. It's not a detailed talk. So when we don't eat, I cannot explain today but later on I'd be glad to. Autophagy takes place, fasting, intermittent fasting. Autophagy, where the body, when it doesn't get food, it starts using the waste present in the body to recycle it and use it. So it's a way of overcoming chronic disease also. It's a very well researched matter now. So now let's move on to the next one, what we spoke about, digestion. Again, we have to increase the digestion. So how do we increase the digestion? We may eat the best food in the world, but just eating is not enough. Eating starts from visual, from the moment I look at the food. Enzymes are starting to be produced right down in the stomach, in the intestine, from the smell. So do we respect food like that? Or we are running around with phone in one hand and eating, or driving and in the other hand a sandwich? So we are not producing the necessary enzymes. Digestion will not take place. Chewing, do we chew? Chewing is one of the voluntary function of digestion which nature has given us. It's only thing under our control. Rest the body does automatically. Next time when you eat, just be aware, have you chewed your food or not? You might be surprised, you just chewed once or twice and you gulped it down. You are supposed to chew it 20, 30 times, some say 50 times. But at least you should be aware that it's become a kind of a semi-solid liquid mass before you chew it down. So that's how digestion takes place. Breakdown, then it has to break down in the stomach. If your acid in the stomach is low, your proteins will not get digested. It will not break. The protein has to be broken into small parts to enable for being entered through the intestines into the bloodstream. It will not enter. It will go right down and be fermented and create problems. So we have to be aware, if we are taking for too long time protein pump prohibitors, the tablet which doctors give for a good reason, but for a short while, but we carry on eating them. So we have to be aware of these things. We need good, proper amount of acid, what is supposed to be in the stomach, which also anyway goes down with stress and goes down with age, for proteins to be broken, to be further digested. Then they have to be entered into the bloodstream through the lining of the intestine, which could be damaged, which could be affected by wrong foods, by allergic reactions. Further, it has to be transported. My transport mechanism, pipes in my body, which take the food from one place to other place, water is less, all these things affect. And finally, what we have eaten is broken down. It has to be entered into the trillions of cells where, with oxygen and glucose, we spoke before, ATP, that is a energy molecule, will be made, which provides energy to everything. Is providing energy to you now to listen and to see this video. Without energy, we are finished. So digestion means eating good food, but if all these things are not working, the good food is of no use, is a waste of money. So we have to maximize this is called eating hygiene, manners. We have to respect the time we allocate for food to eat. Right? But it's become quite sad now because everyone is eating with attention somewhere else. Either in the hand there is something, or in the screen we are busy and we don't know what you're. So eating hygiene, please look into it. These are simple but very, very effective. This is how I just told you. This is how, when the digestion is done properly, when the vitamins and all the essential nutrients are broken down, they will enter the mitochondria in the cell, and there with oxygen, energy will be made. Our immune cells also need energy. Nowadays we are very worried about immune cells. Immune cells are also cells. They also need these things to function properly, to evade what we are afraid of nowadays. Detox. Simple example, let me give you detox. Supposing you move into a brand new, you have a wonderful flat, and there everything is working perfectly okay, but either in your washroom, the toilet is not working, it's clogged, or even in your kitchen, after you have cooked every day, the waste you have to throw away. Now that no one is coming to pick it up, and if by chance your building in charge people tell you that there's no system of disposing waste, you can't dispose waste here, you're not allowed to take it down, so you'll be in serious problem. Because maximum you can last in that house, if your toilets are clogged or if your kitchen waste is rotting, you won't be able to stay in that home for maybe 2 3 days, 4 days. Same with our body. We may have eaten the best food, but if we can't get rid of the waste, we are in serious problem. So if anyone comes to me that I want to eat the best food or best supplements, can you guide me? So I will say, how about your detox? Do you go bowel movements twice, thrice a day, twice a day? And sometimes people come up with strange replies. I go once in 2 days, once in 3 days, or once with difficulty. So I say, first we have to sort that out. There's no point putting expensive food in your body because it's going to get stuck there, the waste, and going to create more problem. This is important. First step for any health, because I think we are all concerned about immunity nowadays. Our immune cells, 75 approx percentage are on 24 hours surveillance on around the intestine. That is the entry point, the intestines, the entry point of the outside world and our inside world, the body. The intestine lining is the entry point, the barrier. So the immune system is on 24-hour surveillance around there, 70%. And if it has to only come across toxins over there and waste over there, it is going to get compromised. And we are very worried about the virus. It will have less energy to attack the virus. So it's important. All these day-to-day simple things are very, very important. Detox. And detox, we just think about going to the washroom. It's not only that. Detox at number one, cellular level. All the energy, everything is happening inside the cells, trillions of cells, and the trillions of cells are producing a lot of waste, plus a lot of free radicals. We'll come to that later on. So a lot of waste which has to be taken out into the bloodstream, into the lymphatic system, and out back to the liver. So if our cell membranes are not functioning properly, detox will not take place, proper detox, and we will feel low. We feel low, no energy. So at cellular level, transport means lymphatic system, which just works when we move. It's not like the cardiovascular system. It will work only when we are active, moving. Lymphatic system. Liver health. Everything before it gets out has to be processed in the liver. Liver has to do a lot of work. So we have to provide proper raw materials, take good care for the liver. It's processed in the liver. Then the actual elimination takes place. And number 6, let go. What can it be? I came across people sometimes, they are following all these things, but for some reason, they're constipated. Even their thyroid is okay. Slow thyroid, constipation. So thyroid is also okay, everything is okay, magnesium, everything, but constipated. So when you look into the life and gradually you're talking to them, and you come to know that they are not letting go of some emotions. They're holding on to some emotion, could be from any reason, family member or some trauma, anything. So they're not letting go, they're holding on. So we have to even let go. Sometimes that psychological let go can be blocking everything. The whole system can be blocked like that. So we move on. So now we come to decrease. Till now we spoke about increase, what we have to increase. So those things we have to increase it, which was raw materials, digestion, and detox. At the same time, these things have to be decreased. If one could stop it, that would be wonderful, but let us say decreased. So, what are they? Harmful raw materials. Good raw materials help us. Harmful raw materials will do the opposite. They will clog the machinery. They will disrupt the energy production in the mitochondria, in the trillions of the cells. Toxins will do that, and even our negative beliefs. So let us go through them. So harmful raw materials, what are they? Refined foods. What we saw before was foods as we get it from nature, and refined foods which has been stripped away, which has been changed as we got from nature. We changed it, we worked on it for our monetary benefit. No, we could not transport it, we could not store it for long because insects will spoil it. Yes, insects will spoil the good food. So insects will not spoil when the food's main nutrients are not there. And high GI/GL foods means foods which are having high glycemic index, means foods which will turn into glucose very fast. All refined foods will normally turn into glucose very fast. They will create a surge of insulin, which will create a lot of stress in the body. And GL foods. Simple example. On the left, we see what we just spoke about. On the right is where the world is already headed towards, and that is why we have the disease, all these modern diseases. So in other words, for us to remember very carefully, very easily, I mean, food which we get from nature, we call it real food. And all the food which we saw was packaged, that is broken food. The body doesn't like broken food. They can't work with it. They can't process it. Lots of energy is wasted to handle it by the liver. So if you can just remember this simple thing, if nature made it, eat it. If man made it, leave it. If you could do it, it's wonderful. Well, just a few days ago, I wanted to have to put something, some dip. So I told my sister, what do you have at home? She said, I have this from a very big company, it's imported company, sells in our country also a lot. So I said, okay, I have a habit of looking into the nutrients, the nutrient list. None of us look at it. I think it should be taught in every school. We should know what we are eating. So I just looked into it and I saw refined soybean oil. I said, that's something I don't want to eat, refined soybean oil. Water, sugar. I don't want sugar. I thought I'm going to get some very nice dip to enjoy my food. Sugar, I don't want sugar. Some milk solids. The only thing which I would understand was salt and lemon. Rest I could not really understand. And there were these numbers, 415, 142, 2. And the body will not understand these numbers. So another thing, if you just show the nutrients to your grandfather or father at home, grandfather. If he doesn't understand it, then you should not eat it. If you don't understand what these numbers are written, I don't know, the body will not understand it. And this is the nutrient component of the real food. 100% apple, that's it. Unfortunately, if we examine it, there might be pesticides in it. So organic, if it's organic, it will be just 100% apple, that's it. That is what the body understands. Because, nutrigenomics, epigenetics, very scientific words, it just means nutrigenomic, just means the food talks to our genes. They communicate. Epigenetics, genes surrounded by epi outside, whatever we provided, the material, either it is raw material, either healthy or unhealthy, the genes will respond accordingly. So we have to be careful. Simple. Something simple to remember. The key to healthy eating: avoid any food that has a TV commercial. Because oranges and apples will not have TV commercials because they can't make money out of it. See, anyone can grow it. Simple things to remember, but they are powerful things. And next, what we have to decrease, try to avoid, is toxins. What are toxins? What is toxin? Toxin is which our body does not use. They are chemicals, and they are unfortunately all around us. In our skincare product, in all the processed foods, all the things we have at home nowadays, paint, the air outside, waste, exhaust, and we are surrounded. Before we had all hardwired computer, laptops. Now the mouse will be Wi-Fi, the screen and the keypad both will be Wi-Fi. The TV will be Wi-Fi enabled. So if you could take a picture of the room, if you could take a picture of these Wi-Fi frequencies, we are totally surrounded by them. That is also a toxin because it blocks the production of energy in the mitochondria. We were talking about the mitochondria, all EMF, all toxins. So the result is people are then, they think they are eating healthy, doing everything healthy, and it doesn't show up in the blood reports. But they say, I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling lethargy, I'm having no energy. Perhaps toxins could be the reaction cause, because toxins, the immune system, again, anything to do with the nature of our body is just perfect. The immune system can detect the toxin and it will respond to the toxins in the same way it would respond to a virus or a bacteria. So toxins, maybe people don't do a blood test about it. So the immune system may be hyperactive, allergic, autoimmune if it's carrying on for many years, because in the body there is toxins hidden somewhere. Different toxins will be hidden in different part of the body. There's a different chapter. So yeah, toxins, allergens, infections. These are all toxins. Infection means, yeah, sometimes we see that a child has some allergy or some child is always having nose dripping and we don't bother. We say it's okay, it's carrying on. Oh, last 3 are the same. It's a toxin for the body. Something is wrong. The body is reacting. We have to get rid of it. If we don't, it will show up in a problem after 4, 5 years, 10 years. Stress is a toxin also. Trauma is a toxin. Psychological. Medicines. All medicines are wonderful. They are for triage, for blood pressure shoots up for some reason. So they can bring it down. It's wonderful. But if I'm going to use it for next 3, 4 years, the body, the liver has to process it. You eat a paracetamol. It's only for 4 hours because after that body will throw it out. Then you will take another one. So lots of work on the liver. So we have to be aware of these things. Stress. We say stress, but stress has a biochemical process. Stress will release hormones, norepinephrine, adrenaline, and cortisol. So they are meant to help us for a short while. But if we are living a stressed life every day, month after month, due to any reason at home or office or anything, so I'm having these drips in my body going on and on and on. So it's a toxin because the body I have to be stressed and then I have to be happy. So there are different hormones. But I want to be happy, but I cannot get rid of the excess production of the stressful hormones. So it's a toxin. It's putting a burden on my system. Trauma. I could be carrying some deep hidden psychological problem with me for many years. So having that biochemical reaction in my body and carrying it on. If I don't release it, it will show up as some disease someday. So these toxins have to be taken care of. They are everywhere. They are the subtle ones, and they are also like phthalates, bisphenol A. I think everyone knows about that. That is in the plastic bottle and in the receipts which we get when we go to stores anywhere. The long paper receipt that is also coated with bisphenol A, triclosan in all skincare products, GMO, EMF. So all of these are disrupting the energy production and keep putting a lot of burden on our liver. What more we have to decrease? Beliefs, De- negative beliefs. Really, yes, negative beliefs. That plays a very important role. Supposing I'm listening to this and I say, no, eating to change my food, eat healthy food, toxin. I enjoy having that. I drink 3 times Coke every day. Not possible for me. So I've already put a limitation, negative limitation. So it will not work. Yes, you can change. You want to change, you can. You can take it step by step, slowly. So we can do it. Fears. What will happen? What will my friends say that I've changed? They make fun of me. Fear. Negative expectation. Oh, I don't think anything will happen. I try to be proactive before, but it never works. So these are very powerful limitations. They are toxins. They have to get rid of them. If we don't get rid of them, nothing else will work. Other things will not work. And now we come to the last part, prioritize. So for me, prioritize is the most important. Many times in life, we come across people, to be very honest, they look sick, tired, pale. And you see that they come to me, okay, right? They say, I eat this food at this time, I have to eat this, night time I sleep at that time. But I'm somehow not having energy, there's some problem. I visited all the hospital doctors because there is something overriding. We forget about the subtle emotions which affect the biochemistry, the hormones. It affects. It's where the subtle and the physical meet, and they're very subtle. Just like a plane, if you would just shift the handles, controllers of the plane little bit, the whole plane will shift. So these emotions can or do have an effect on our biochemistry. So if I want to get okay, no, so I have to have a healing environment. I am responsible for that. I have to take care. No one else will take care. What is healing environment? Healing environment would be I have to find way time to unwind, to spend time with my ones with whom I feel comfortable, ones who don't judge me, where I feel free, my friends. They could be anyone, your family, your friend, could be anyone. I have to let go the thing which I have hidden inside. The whole day I worked, stress is important. I have to have the correct education. As I said in the beginning, there is so much of knowledge available in the world now. So there's so much of confusion in Google. So you have to go to the correct place. Maybe next time you can go to Google Scholar or PubMed or Google Scholar. And there you can type in what you want to search and you'll come across articles which will be having more evidence backed, researched. So we need that correct education. Otherwise, maybe we are just controlled by the advertisements. And 90% of the advertisements would be more just to sell, to make business. Perspective in life is very important. Again, it has a biochemical reaction. Perspective, let us take last 6 months, 7 months. Let's say in my city, every day we are bombarded with news that, let's say I live in a city where there are 15 lakh people, and I'm bombarded with the news that 30 have got coronavirus positive. Now, perspective, someone will say out of 15 lakhs, 30 have got it. Oh, 15 lakhs minus 30, they are still healthy. That's good. Thank God. It's sad for the 30 who have got it. Let's hope they get well. Okay. Positivity. So different chemical is released in the body. And there could be some people who are just only seeing the 30. Oh no, 30 have got it. Now I have to be careful. Yes, we have to be careful, but fear and being careful are two different things. Being careful will not release cortisol or adrenaline, but having fear will release adrenaline and cortisol. And both these hormones, when continuous, they are dripping in our system, they suppress the immune system. They suppress the immune system. So I want my immunity to be strong so that I remain safe. I am one of those 15 lakh minus 30 that everything is okay with me. But my perspective, if it is negative, I am suppressing my immune system. So I have to take all the precautions, but despite taking all the precautions, this will override everything. Just to explain, it will override because we have a connection of the organs which make the hormones. They're all interconnected. The master gland is hypothalamus, which responds to our emotions. So fear. So it will release a chemical, it will send a chemical to our next gland, which will pick it up. It will go in the bloodstream, thyroid will pick it up, sex gland will pick it up. Everyone will be affected. So the whole system, immune system, everything in milliseconds is affected. It's very, very refined, very, very precise. This is the wonder of nature. The talk today is the wonder of our body and the wonder of nature which is provided to us by God. If we provide it with the correct things, so correct perspective, education, unwinding, relationships. If I'm living day in and day out with the relationships where it is not working okay, I'm under tremendous stress. I'm again producing those hormones. Purpose in life. It has been researched and shown people of no age, no matter what age, if they still have a purpose in life as they're aging, 60, 70, 80, 90, does not matter. When their chromosomes are studied, the two end part of the chromosomes called telomere is like the shoelace. The end part is made of plastic to keep the shoelace intact. So the end part is telomere. The longer the telomeres, the longer the person will live. This is science. And the shorter, the more chance he will succumb faster. Purpose, people with purpose, their telomeres were longer. So purpose is very important. We have to have a purpose in life. Meditation. We have to understand meditation to be able to really relax, to understand who I am. Purpose in life is more to give than to take, to help, to share. Because then different hormones, we just spoke about the hormones which create stress, but in our body there are also hormones which create growth, create happiness, serotonin, oxytocin. They will affect our immune system also. These hormones, negative will suppress immune system, the positive hormones will charge the immune system, and we are very much interested in charging our immune system nowadays. So this part will override the other part. Now, let's say I'm in a charity group, I'm meditating, wonderful. But if while in that group where I'm going, and I'm teaching people to meditate and teaching people to be stress-free, but I'm getting into stress there with some people or some circumstances, situations, my body is not going to waste time thinking he's doing a good cause and getting stressed. My body thinks in a very simple way, the hypothalamus. I'm teaching people to be stress-free, but the body will detect stress and say stress, negative hormones, stress hormones, immune suppression, disease. So we should not cheat ourselves. And where it's not working, it is my responsibility to take care of this healing environment. Next we come to sleep. I think yes, sleep. So sleep, we all have inbuilt a clock, circadian rhythm, Sun rises when it is supposed to rise. It sets, maybe thousands of years have gone by. It did not change. So our circadian rhythm, internal clock is also in tune with nature. And we have gone against it totally. We have totally gone against it. The circadian rhythm, it is functioning as it should, but we are forcing it against. Sleep time normally is, sleep time means when we should be fast asleep 10 to 4, so 10 to 12, a certain part of the sleep cycle takes place. 12 to 2 are different aspects are played out, and 2 to 4 different aspects are played out. The body is free from food. The energy is focused on the immune system. The energy is diverted to recalibrate the immune system for the next day, to clear the waste for the next day. Now what is happening? The circadian is wanting to work like that, but at 11 o'clock we are giving it some food. So it's getting confused. Because insulin, the hormone, metabolic hormone, is supposed to come into act when we are eating daytime. So nighttime we are supposed to have melatonin, the sleep hormone. Melatonin will suppress insulin. We don't need insulin. We need to be relaxed, low blood pressure. But now we need to digest the food. So totally, there's total confusion. That is what we are doing to our body. So when we carry on like this, you do it for 3-4 days, body is very strong, no problem. But you carry on like this for months and months, then someday the body will present its bill to you. The bill will be in the form of a disease. So sleep is important, sleep hygiene. So you can go to my blog in www.backtobeginnings.com, and there in detail, all these things are written about the immune system in detail, about the sleep in detail, so that we at least can try our best, to try to see how much best we can adapt to these natural rhythms. And then we are coming here to movement. Movement means, so movement would be, our body is designed to move. We have joints everywhere in our knees, hands, everywhere joints, movement. So movement again would not be morning exercise, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whole day. What am I doing? Going to the office in car, lift, desk, table, crouched in front of the laptop. No movement. So that 15 minutes is of no use. So movement actually would be, exercising, plus walks, stretching, yoga, and whole day activity at home. So you have to find ways out that, yes, the modern world has become such that we are unable to move much, but find your ways. Don't keep the water on your table so that you have to get up and drink it, or keep your printer a bit far away. Find your own ways out. Or when you come home, you're on the 8th floor, get down on the 6th floor, walk 2 floors. Find your ways. Underground, the sky train, get down one station before, walk a bit. It's a movement. It's important. It's very important. And many times, many people come to me. I go to the gym 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. So you see the blood report, the total inflammation is inflamed, because when body makes energy, so they're making a lot of energy. Mitochondria, we said, makes energy. But when it's making energy, lots of serious waste products are produced. Waste products called reactive oxygen species, or free radicals are produced, which damage our tissue cells in the body. They are the result of energy production. So if it is in excess, we will get sick. We'll have inflammation, the root cause of most diseases in the world now. Nature provides us with antioxidants, but maybe the balance is gone off now. Antioxidants, what we saw before, were all the phytonutrients of plants, They are the antioxidants. Vitamins, minerals, and all phytonutrients are the antioxidants. So if someone is exercising a lot, not understanding the real meaning of movement, and not eating, providing the body with the proper raw materials, they will have problem. So every act of our body is for wellness. Now we're coming towards the end of our talk now. So we saw some things we have to increase, maximize as much as we can. Some things we have to decrease, minimize, or just avoid it totally, and have trust in your body. If you can just maximize, just minimize, and prioritize, your body will do the best for you. Because body never ever will cause you harm, your body. All disease also are the result of it's not this ease, unease. We have gone wrong with all these simple things for many years. So we end up like this. We get worried, pain, we pop a pill immediately. It is a signaling molecules telling you something is wrong here. Please look into it. But we don't want to look into it. We just cut off the signal. Gone. It's okay. The problem is still there. It will show up after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years. Will come up. Fever, body's production of immune cells goes up, temperature goes up. High temperature viruses cannot survive. Vomiting, you ate something wrong, body throws it out. Or diarrhea, same. So bodies, we have to understand. We have to understand and have faith and trust in our body. The blog which I wish you all could see about the immune system, which I wrote, and it's in backtobeginning.com. Maybe in future we can sometimes share and talk about it. You will be surprised. No army in the world ever can come so close to the sophistication with which our immune system works. It's incredible. Who made it? It's a wonder. It's a wonder. So we have to trust it. For everything, we just run to take a pill. Yes, sometimes it is very important. We need to take it, yes. But also understand these simple rules, laws. Your body's healing capability is wonderful, it's great. Every second is working. So this is the disclaimer that you can just read it yourself. So this brings me close to a talk where I try to share with you that we all wish that we all remain healthy and safe. So proactively, these are the things we have to do. And if we do this much, this is whatever we spoke today is in our hand. They are basic things we do every day, but just maximize, minimize them. Prioritize the things which we spoke about today. We can even take up just one at a time. If it seems too much, I might just say that, okay, yes, I know I'm supposed to eat this more I want to. Okay, from now, just these two things I will start incorporating in my lifestyle, food. And if I've been telling myself, or everyone has been telling me, you should leave this thing, it's not healthy now, the times are also very delicate, last 6 months and the moment at the present. So, okay, from today, instead of 4 things, let me start with one thing. I'm going to minimize, or I'm going to stop this one thing. Prioritize. Sleep. Or positivity. Positive visualization. They're very powerful because they are affecting our biochemistry in milliseconds. So they have a negative impact, or a positive, both. So let us think of the positive. Remove any stress. It should not be that I am doing some good cause and and teaching people to be stress free or belong to a member of a group or anyone where I'm doing charity, but I'm under stress. So body registers it as stress. The body mechanism is simple. Why it is stress? And stress, the result will always be negative. So, so I'm a health coach, functional medicine. I'm Anil. Should be saying at the beginning, I'm Anil, functional medicine health coach, founder of Back to Beginnings, backtobeginnings.com, where I like to share lots of blogs. I provide with evidence-backed information, which will help you to be more proactive and take life health in your hands, so that you can enjoy your life. And the recipes are there, products very well researched, health, natural supplements with all these phytonutrients are there. And it was wonderful and nice to have you all together. And we look forward to meeting again. Whatever I spoke today, I will try to pull out segments of that and focus on those, because each segment can be focused and can be explained in more depth in a more simple way, where my wish is that all of you all, everyone benefits from it, because health is the most valuable thing. It's unfortunately sometimes or often people, we don't value it. We can be moving around with iPhones and with the best cars, but when it comes to being proactive for health, we start looking into the time we have to put aside, or the raw materials we have to provide to our body, healthy foods. We start compromising there. But if we have no health, we have nothing. We saw that in the last 6 months. So I wish all of you all good health, stay safe, and everything remains great and wonderful for you all. Okay.